Hello, and welcome to an in-depth weather video. If you like this video, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell to get notifications whenever I post a video. Now, let's go in depth. Here we are on RadarScope. Just want to talk about Tropical Storm Bertha, which has been named. It's moving inland in South Carolina. Outer rain bands extended to North Carolina. And we do have 3 special marine warnings from the coastal waters from South Santee River to Edisto Beach, South Carolina. Coastal waters from Cape Fear, North Carolina to Little River Inlet, South Carolina. And coastal waters from Murrells Inlet to South Santee River, South Carolina. So those are these 3. All of them for waterspouts. Now, I do not see any on the velocity. I do not see any rotation in the storms. But then again, this storm was only given 30% chance to develop, and here it is. So these 3 right here, possible waterspouts. These were issued by the National Weather Service, of course. But possible waterspouts here, not really anything a little too far out to impact the coast, but there could be some waterspouts there. Now, I do want to zoom in on this center of rotation here. We're starting to get it like cut off right there. Now, we also have right here, you have this rain band. Then we have this rain band that just pushed through Andrews and Jamestown, now is moving toward Lane, St. Stephen, and Bonneau. I don't know if I pronounced that right. But we have, let me actually stop it right there. We have the center of rotation right here. And there we go. Center of rotation right here. We have Tropical Storm. That's kind of the eye wall, quote unquote. Then we have this rain band right here, which is kind of the major one that I've been following. Then you have another one out here, and there's a couple more as well. Now I do want to look at another radar here, KLTX. That shows us the outer bands of the storm. One right here. We can even look at KRAX in Raleigh. This is, I think, Wilmington, Jacksonville, or something. Yeah, it's near Wilmington. Okay. But the main one that we're going to be focusing on is the one from Columbia, because that shows us, that's the best look at the quote-unquote eye. I'm calling it the quote-unquote eye, because it's not really an eye, but it is the center of location. It kind of looks like an eye too, like with the pupil right there. But again, you have your rain bands coming out, which is something that happens in tropical cyclones. You have your eye wall, kind of, quote-unquote, starting to develop there. Another thing with tropical cyclones, you have tight rotation coming around the eye, quote-unquote, which is also a requirement for tropical cyclones. And then you have the potentials for strong winds, flash flooding, possible tornadoes, which we can see from the special marine advisories, and you also have the chance for storm surge, which really wasn't a problem with this. The thing literally formed right over here. It's a terrible circle, but you get. I think I made my point. It had to take all the time. It had to take all the time that it was over these waters to form. So when yesterday we were looking at the 30% chance of, well, actually you guys saw it this morning, 30% chance of development, it literally had to take towards the end of that 30% area, the region that they give it to develop, to actually form. So that's why you never take those things lightly. You always cover it no matter what, even if it's 10%, even if it's 30%, even if it's 100%. Like, we do have Tropical Storm Bertha. It's impacting the Carolinas right now. Either way, it was going to impact the Carolinas. Whether it was flash flooding or just stronger winds, but now we do have other potential threats. Now it's tropical storm. It's a little bit more developed, so flash flooding is a little bit more prominent. Then we of course have the chance for tornadoes, water spouts. I give it a very low chance of producing tornadoes, but anything goes right now. So that's really all I wanted to cover here, except for, let's actually, I want to zoom in a bit, kind of go over what's next. So now I think that Columbia, Charlotte, Fayetteville, you guys are next. You're kind of in that next portion of the storm. Raleigh could get hit. It's probably going to stay west of Richmond. So the general path of the storm is going to be from here straight up. It's going to come straight up. Of course, it's probably going to dissipate. Probably dissipate completely, not even a tropical depression right around there. But the general track of the lower pressure, it's not actually like a defined low pressure when it's up here, but the area of the lowest pressure with this system is going to be tracking straight north. And the storm shield here, I like to call it the storm shield, the swath of rain, is going to be not going to really dissipate until it gets up into here, up into Canada. Like Toronto could possibly get hit with the storm shield from Tropical Storm Bertha. Cleveland will probably, Erie, Pittsburgh. Then it's probably going to dissipate somewhere up here. And then it'll move east following the flow of the jet stream. That's really all I wanted to cover. I didn't want to make a 20-minute video, even though I probably could. But, as always, stay safe with this. Probably the biggest threat is flash flood. We're actually going to use the HER model. It's a little bit more in depth. Now I want to go back to hour 1 here. You can see there's Bertha. Comes inland. The low pressure kind of stays intact for a while. Gets into central South Carolina and then it kind of dissipates. But you still have that area of lowest pressure kind of staying right where it was. And the actual like shield of rain here. You have like this shield of rain right here. And it kind of moves to the north and west side as it comes north. It kind of stays on that north and west side for a long time. Let's actually go to continental US. Like, you still have that rain shield. Moves all the way up into Canada, and then it dissipates. Which interests me. But this area is also not going to be devoid of thunderstorms. You have lines of thunderstorms after this thing's all the way in West Virginia. Very quick moving system. This is only in the next 36 hours. So it's moving pretty quickly. It'll be out of South Carolina by the end of today. Out of North Carolina by the end of today. Then Virginia will get some. Then tomorrow, Virginia will be done. Then you're going to start to see some thunderstorms in North Carolina. Now, total accumulated precip. Just right where that rain shield is. That's where you're going to be getting your most of your rain. In particular, right here, where it's making landfall, where it has most of its power. Right there. Now, I do want to look at the radar in full, because we kind of had 3 radars conflicting on the radar scope. We do have this shape right here, which is kind of like that 9 shape that we kind of look for with nor'easters. But we do have that shape right here. And you have this rain band right here, the center right here, and it's just looking like a tropical storm. Which it is, Tropical Storm Bertha. And I do want to look at right here. I'm going to kind of zoom in a bit. Now, we have flash flood watches from Virginia to South Carolina, some tropical storm warnings as well off the coast and in South Carolina. I think that's even some flash. That might be a flood advisory, not a flash flood. Let's actually see. No, that's a flood warning. Or actually, let's see here. Yeah, that's a flood advisory. Flood advisories on the coast of South Carolina. Some flood warnings, I think, on rivers in the area. So, that's basically all I wanted to talk about there. If you're living in the Carolinas, just take your normal protocol for tropical storms, and I think you should be